You're welcome to the news in brief on Graphic Online. In the headlines, Asantehene advises MPs on uncompromising positions on national issues. TUC supports mandatory COVID-19 vaccination. Minority raises concerns on 242 million cedis allocated to track e-levy transactions. Airlines warn to avoid flying unvaccinated passengers into Ghana or be surcharged $3,500. And MPP gears up for national conference in Kumasi. And now the news in brief. From Kumasi, the Asantehene Otumfo said to the second has deployed the intransigent positions taken by the minority and the majority sides in Parliament on issues bordering on national interest. He says such uncompromising stance do not augur well for the country's democracy and therefore urge them to learn to concede and to compromise.
Speaking in Kumasi on Sunday, the Asantehene said when the art of governance becomes overly rigid and inflexible, it invites the search for an irresistible force and an unorthodox path for resistance. The Asantehene was speaking at the launch of his commemorative gold coin to mark his 20th anniversary on the golden stool. He called on both sides of the house to learn to concede and to compromise. According to him, the good people of Ghana took great pride in their commitment to democratic governance and have been proud to be an oasis of peace. The gold coins are 99.9% assay at 24-carat fine gold. The face bears the image of the Asantehene with their Dinkra symbols Binkabi and Mpatabo, which are symbols of peace, harmony and reconciliation. Meanwhile, the back bears an image of the golden stool. The ceremony witnessed Ghana's business players and politicians.
It is to our good that our representatives in Parliament subject the national budget to the most vigorous scrutiny and to call for changes. Governments must always also have the humility to acknowledge and embrace useful inputs from all sources. But our representatives need to also bear in mind that it is not their role to either determine policy for the executive or to frustrate them from performing their legitimate duties. So our parliamentary representatives can be assured that their contributions in the houses are not wasted. The people have noted them, and no doubt they will reflect on them when the time comes to determine the next phase in our governing process.
And in Accra, the Trades Union Congress has thrown its weight behind the mandatory vaccination policy of the government, scheduled for January next year. The TUC says anything that affected the welfare of employees will receive its support wholeheartedly.
The Secretary General of the TUC, Dr. Anthony Yauban, disclosed this to Graphic Online in an interview. He, however, expressed regrets that organized labor had not been engaged on the program prior to the announcement.
The minority in Parliament has raised concerns over the allocation of close to 242 million cedis in the 2022 budget to a private revenue monitoring company. The company is to track and monitor electronic transactions during the implementation of the e-levy policy.
Speaking to Graphic Online on behalf of the minority in Parliament today, the Member of Parliament for Norton, Samuel Kujetwa-Blakwa, said they have noted that the amount contained in the budget statement will represent 4% of the total 6.9 billion cedis that will be collected during e-levy transactions in 2022. He says over the past 5 years, Ghanaians have been billed billions of cedis over contracts awarded to revenue assurance schemes that did not serve the interest of the economy.
Over the last 4 to 5 years, the Ghanaian people have been billed billions of Ghana cedis over schemes of this nature. You remember Kelny GVG going to do a similar thing. You remember McKinsey signing an agreement with GRA to raise revenues. Then you have GIPS, the Bank of Ghana subsidiary, which is also engaged in similar matter. Recently, they told us that they have set up a mobile interoperability platform, which will help them track exactly what is going on in the space. So the question is, we have invested billions of Ghana cedis already in all of these revenue assurance schemes. Why do we need another layer? So what this country needs is not more taxes. What this country needs is prudence, is frugality, cutting out the waste.
To some health news, the Ghana Airports Company Limited has warned airlines flying passengers into Ghana that they will be surcharged $3,500 per passenger if they bring unvaccinated persons into the country. The directive takes effect from December 14.
In a statement issued by the GACL, the company announced that the new COVID-19 guidelines is to be followed for all arrivals at the Kotoka International Airport during the festive period. The GACL is also directing all arriving passengers must possess a COVID-19 negative PCR test from an accredited laboratory in the country of origin not more than 72 hours before the scheduled departure time from the country of origin. It says passengers with positive PCR test results to disembark in Accra will also be surcharged $3,500. It added that non-Ghanaians may be refused entry and returned to the point of embarkation at a cost to the airline. Also, Ghanaians will be allowed entry but subject to 14 days of mandatory quarantine at a designated facility.
And before we go, and in the political front, the New Patriotic Party is gearing up for the national conference in Kumasi this weekend. Ahead of that, the party has asked aspirants of various positions, including national officers, presidential and parliamentary aspirants, to desist from using the conference to campaign. Our reporter Emmanuel Boni was at the NPP headquarters in Accra today and brings us this report.
The ruling New Patriotic Party, the NPP, will hold its National Delegates Conference this weekend in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. And as such, the party has been holding a press conference to outline some guidelines it has put in place for a smooth organization of the program. The press conference was addressed by the Director of Communications, Mr. Yaobwabin Asamoah.
Today's interaction, therefore, will attempt to respond to the need to have a National Annual Delegates Conference without a panoply of leadership contention on the sidelines. The true spirit behind the conference is to enhance party unity around the singular effort of working closely with Ghanaians as we recover from COVID-19 and rebuild our economy in new ways to feed into a future of shared growth, unquote. By this directive, the party expects the conduct of all leading members to give hope to the foot soldiers, academics, artisans, traders, professionals, religious bodies, transport operators, students, traditional authorities, farmers and fishermen, media, business people, politicians, family and friends in the diaspora, public servants, the security services, the international community, and all those with a stake in the growth and development of Ghana. That is why the conference theme reflects the desires of Ghana towards mobilization of national energy around solutions. And the theme is, I quote, NPP, our resolve, our determination and commitment to Ghana's development.
News in Brief was brought to you by Graphic News Plus.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you again with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at Graphic GH. I am Enoch Dafa Frimpong.